Good morning. Voice is a little croaky. It's actually quite early. It's on a Wednesday, a wet, rainy Wednesday morning here in London town. Well, to be more precise, Middlesex, on the outskirts of London, and I'm in the car again on my way to meet my student. If this is the first time you've joined me, my name is Sylvia Smith of Incline Training Consultants Limited, and I'm here to bid you a good morning and just to share some reflections. I was watching some more YouTube last night, and I was actually watching a couple of online mentors who have been in this space for some time. They have developed really effective passive income streams. They're both very talented guys. One is a graphic designer, the other is an online course creator. And I was thinking to myself last night as I was watching them that, you know, you could really feel quite intimidated by these guys, not in terms of their methods of delivery or anything like that, but just by sort of taking in the amount of work these guys have done online and in this online space. And as a newbie, or relative newbie, you can begin to feel, well, my goodness, what on earth chance do I stand with the sort of skills of people like this, the body of work that they have amassed. You know, where on earth do I stand, or do I stand a chance of making even a dent in this space, this very noisy space? And, you know, I sort of come to the conclusion that you cannot afford to compare yourself with these people. And my thinking is, yeah, sure, there's stuff that they can teach you, you know, some of the technical stuff. You know, they've always got great advice on strategies that you can employ. But you can't afford to feel intimidated or be intimidated by the body of work that these guys have produced, and, you know, where they're at in terms of their businesses. You have to do you. You have to do you, and you have to find your path, and you just have to keep plodding away, learning as you go, developing effective strategies to develop your business, and finding your own voice in this very, very noisy space. In sort of true transparency, what I was also beginning to feel was even the discussion that these guys were having last night. I'm not going to mention who they are, because I don't really want to take away from what we're discussing. But even they were having discussions on the level of, you know, what their analytics behind their YouTube channels was actually indicating. So they were going as minutiae as, well, perhaps this isn't minutiae, but it kind of felt to me that if you sort of took this material on board, it could be extremely intimidating. They were talking about, you know, the analytics showing things like how long their audiences were watching their videos, and they were able to say with a degree of accuracy that the amount of minutes that their videos were being watched for, which is an indication of how effective their sort of online presence was. They were also talking about sort of the average age group of individuals who were watching their videos, and the fact that some of their viewers were not necessarily who they would consider their target market. You know, those kind of details, I mean, I'm not even there yet, but they appear to be really important, particularly if you're, you know, trying to engage in e-commerce, do business online, sell online. You know, it's important to know who's watching you, you know, the demographics, which gives an indication of the likelihood that these your audience can afford to purchase your services or products. There's just so much involved. So yeah, that was a bit of learning, really. And as I say, you can't afford to be intimidated. You just have to keep going and find your own path. That's certainly what I intend to do. And I'd like you to continue following me on this journey as I develop, grow, and make my way. I'm going to finish here now because I'm actually in the car. But what my next video will be about, and I may do this later on today, because I do have some space this afternoon, was another video that I watched, which was about reinventing yourself at 50 or 50 and beyond, 50 years old and beyond. So I want to chat about that because I found that really interesting, and it's a social issue. You know, I'm also interested in social issues, so I'll do that later on this afternoon. But I thought I'd just chat this morning about what I'd learnt about things like analytics and demographics and target audience. So the learning continues. Have yourself a great day. It's very wet here, very grey, but have yourself a great day, and peace.